there's a question in this video that I want to answer, and that is everybody that is involved in harassing me a part of the gang stalking program or the targeting program? I want to answer that question because a lot of people are misled, and that's purposeful. There's a lot of misleading information on the internet. There's a lot of purposeful disinformation, and I want to make it known in all truth and answer that question in its entirety. Is everybody that's harassing me actually part of the program, and that they know what they're doing to me, and they are knowledgeable of their wrongdoings and their harassment? And I want to say, the answer is no. No. And the reason being is that, okay, you got some people and they say, well, I started getting targeted, and then these neighbors moved out of the house and new neighbors came in, and then my brother turned on me, and my pastor turned on me, and my friends turned on me, and everybody became part of the program, and that's very believable for someone in that situation. And the next thing you know, that person, they have nobody, okay? And they think that everybody has become part of this program that is harassing them. And the truth is that is not correct, okay? That does not mean that some of those people aren't purposely part of the program, but that's not correct that everybody harassing you is part of the gang stalking or targeting program that's against you. Okay, that is, if you believe that, you're believing a lie. And I want to clarify why I say that. Okay, and the reason is because there is a much bigger program that's operating, other than that's far bigger than gang stalking or targeting, which gang stalking and targeting is a small fraction of this program. And so that program, the bigger program, is mind control, okay? And that program reaches this whole globe in so many areas and avenues of life that it would take forever to go into it all. But that's the bigger program. The gang stalking, the targeting, that is a small program that is part of the bigger program of mind control, okay? And so when you say this person, I described in the beginning, has nobody, he or she feels everybody has turned on them, and they've got nobody, and everybody's against them, even their mom, their dad possibly, and so they believe that they are all part of the program. Well, see, I want to bring discredit to that lie, okay? Because it is a lie. That's where the bigger picture of mind control comes in, okay? Mind control can change and shift in somebody's life, just like your life got shifted when you started getting targeted, okay? Mind control affects everybody, and it connects everybody. So everybody's affected by mind control. Mind control operates in so many ways, and the reason it operates so smoothly and just connects everybody is because of spiritual issues. The devil, okay, and his spirits are binding this program together, okay. But say this person, I said that their friends started turning on them, and then say their pastor turned on them. Well, what really happened, okay, with some of these people that turned on them? Well, some of them, okay, maybe they were evil, or the evil people actually got to them and paid them off or something like that. And in reality, that's rarely the case with family members and friends, unless the family members or friends are Satanist or evil people from the beginning. But that's rarely the case. What really happens in most of these cases is that mind control, the bigger program that's operating here, it switches in somebody's life. So the mom, mind control's turned on her life, and it causes her mind to go into a different state against the person who's being harassed, and actually causes that person to start acting and reacting to the person the way that the enemy would want them to react, which gives the view or the image that that person is actually part of part of the gang stalking or targeting program, when in reality they're not. They're just being affected by mind control, and they didn't sign up to harass you, okay? They didn't sign up to hurt you. It's just mind control shifting in their lives that's causing their minds to switch against you, and it's not really them being part of the program against you. And that's something that people need to understand going through this program. There's a lot of people saying everybody's against you's part of it. No, that is an absolute lie. That's what they want you to believe, because then you feel you can't turn to nobody because everybody is against you. And that's not true, okay? Mind control is what causes a lot of people to hurt you and do these things. And you say, well, yeah, but my such and such was here at this particular time when that was going on, and there's no way that they could have known this about me or what. Well, that's how mind control works. Mind control works in such a way and is so intertwined in our lives that it can take a person, your own family member, put them being at the right place at the right moment, that totally coincides with what the enemy and somebody else is doing, and it looks like they knew it, they had to have known what they were doing. They had to have known in order to be at that place and to do that at that specific moment. Well, that's not the case, okay? That's not the case. Mind control is that strategic and powerful to cause somebody to be able to be somewhere at the right time, at the right moment, that's doing something against you without that person actually even being aware that something's going on with you. Okay, that's how mind control works. It's hard to explain, but if you really learned it, you'd understand what I'm saying completely. If you have learned anything about it, you understand what I'm saying completely. But it's hard to get a grasp on, especially if you just got targeted, and these people are harassing you, and everybody seems to be against you. It's hard to realize that no, not everybody is purposely part of a program to harass you. Okay, some of them are, but not all of them. And another thing you need to realize is this: it's hard to impossible almost to distinguish when someone is actually part of the program harassing you, and when it's just somebody that's not, and they're being used through their mind control. You see, because mind control, if you understand anything about mind control, you got to understand how a mind control slave victim is created. Okay, they are abused in some way, whether it's ritual abuse or in some way or another when they're younger, and they are abused, and that creates different alters, parts of personality that break away, that fraction off, and those fractured parts usually are at some point in that person's life taken to a doctor or somewhere as a child. If it was done as a child, that person will end up somewhere, whether it's a doctor's office or somewhere, and there's a good chance they'll be hypnotized, and those fractured pieces will be given identities. Okay, that's all part of the mind control plan. And so many people today are fractured individuals and don't even know it, and they're part of mind control, don't even realize it. And so you might have somebody with a bunch of personalities inside, and a certain personality is triggered through mind control. Maybe they saw a show on TV and a commercial came on, and they get triggered, and they get up and they go to the restaurant you're at, and they start talking about things that only you would know. Well, the elitists, the enemy, the bigger people, they know a lot about you that you are kept track of, okay? And so you think that individual might be purposely, that they know what they're talking about, and they purposely are there knowing something, and the reality of that is they can be a mind control slave victim that is simply one of their altars is being used to harass you, and that actual person has no clue about you or anything or what they're even doing. Because once that altar says what it says, then another part will come in that person, and that person won't even, a lot of times know that it just said something. Okay, so you need to understand that there are so many situations, if you're being harassed and targeted, that you're going to come in contact with that are going to seem like it is somebody purposely doing something against you, and that is what the enemy wants you to believe. And a lot of it is a person that has been hurt just like you in some way or another, and they don't even know what they're doing, especially when it's a mind control slave victim doing it. And so that's how mind control works, okay? And that is how I want to explain to you that not everybody that's saying things about you, doing things, is actually purposely out to hurt you. Some of them are hurt themselves. Some of them are innocent because they're just being used by mind control because they're slave victims. They've been broken into pieces and they're being used to harass you, and they don't even realize it. So keep that in mind when the next time you get harassed, the next time, and no matter, ever how many people around you that you feel are part of this, keep in mind that I guarantee you that there's a lot of people you think that are a part of this program that are not a part of the program. The thing that makes this, like I said, the harassment, the gang stalking, it is a small fraction compared to the overall system of mind control. Okay? And that's just something I want you to understand, is that you need the truth, okay? Because it'll help you, because it is hard. It is hard to go through life. I've been there. That's why I'm saying this, because I've been there for many years, and I'm saying this out of experience, okay? Out of knowledge that I've gained through hardcore experience, that it is hard to go through year after year, go through your life being harassed and targeted and thinking that everybody is against you because everybody somehow is strategically harassing you all the time. It's hard to go through life that, and I went through life a long time like that before God started doing some things and showed me otherwise. And He showed me the bigger picture. He showed me through years, He showed me the bigger picture, and He showed me, I needed a little bit more compassion inside of me when I come in contact with people harassing me, because He showed me, some of these people were hurt way worse than I ever had been through mind control, and they're being used against me and don't even know it. Okay? If you do any research about mind control slave victims, or you are one yourself, then you might know some of what I'm talking about. And then downright to, like I said, it could be your very mom that you feel turned on you. In reality, she never turned on you. Mind control just switched her mind, okay? And then it's so strategic, it just lines right up with the actual harassers that are harassing you. The bigger program is mind control. The gang stalking, the targeting, it is a small fraction. If you're only dealing with targeting or gang stalking, then you're way better off than having to deal or be faced with issues of the much bigger picture. Okay, there you could find some kind of hope in that. You don't want to have to face the bigger picture or deal with bigger issues than that. But my point is, please, 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 do not fall for the lie that everybody harassing you is knowledgeably and purposefully doing it. and that they are aware and consciously aware of what they're doing, okay? Because that is not the case. And if you can understand that, if you can realize that, then you can begin to look at this a little bit different and see it a little bit different and get through it a little bit better. Because here's the thing, the more truth you get inside of you, if you're dealing with harassment, the more truth you get inside of you about your situation, the better you will be able to deal with the things that come. Okay? And I have just unloaded some truth out here. And if you can get a grasp on this, it'll help you, because it helps to understand and to be able to have compassion when somebody's harassing you, that you can look at them and say, you know what? They might not know what they're doing. They might not know what they're doing. They might not actually be against me. The enemy loses power when you can view it that way. When you can see it for truth, the devil and his servants, they lose power. They lose the authority over your mind. They lose authority over your emotions. They lose authority over you. The more truth you get, they lose authority over you. So if you'll take this truth and try to understand it and try to hear it and just try to gain some sense of it and to go further, if you'll, the more truth you get, and you got to get truth. You got to get truth of God's Word. Okay, if you're fighting this and you're doing it like without a relationship with Christ, you're fighting something that you can't win. Okay, because this system is satanic. Okay, and what's backing it is the devil. What's backing it's his spirits. What's backing it is evil. So in order to counter that and counter it, in a strategic and way that is successful and more successful, is you've got to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Okay, you have to have a relationship with Jesus Christ so that you can counter it and go against it. Okay? Because what's backing this system, okay, is evil. So what's backing you? If you don't have Jesus Christ, then you don't have the one thing that can go against this evil system in its entirety backing you. If you don't have Jesus Christ, you don't have that. If you've got Jesus Christ, you've got the almighty power of God backing you against the power of Satan himself. And so, this video, just like I said, an explanation of that. And the more truth you can get, the better you'll be, okay, when it comes to your situation, okay? The enemy thrives off of your ignorance. If you're ignorant, the enemy thrives off of it. If you have been misled, okay, and you're deceived in any way about your circumstances, the enemy thrives. It gives him power. That's why there's so many disinformation agents out there to mislead people of the truth, okay? And so what I've told you today is a good bit of truth, okay? And if you can get a grasp on it and start viewing it that way, okay, you can get out from under a little bit of its power, the power that keeps you down. If you can view that not everybody is purposely and consciously trying to hurt you. There are some that are, and they definitely are, and they are aware of what they're doing to you, and they want to see you in pain. It's the ones who, maybe they shoot the razor way, or they do whatever your way, or you go to a hospital and they inject you with something, whatever they do to you, or try doing to you. Those people, most of them, yeah, they know what they're doing, and they're hurting you. And a lot of those, also, you need to look at it this way. Even though some of those people are hurting you purposely, and they're doing it purposely to you, a lot of those people themselves are mind control slave victims. They have been broken down. They have been broken as a child through molestation or a ritual abuse or something, and altars were created, and they have a sadistic, mean altar inside of them. And the Illuminati, the elitist, through their secret societies and whoever else, the Satanist groups, are using that person's altars to be the ones used to harass you, because that person could have altars inside of them that are actually like nice and good people. Okay, that person can harass you all week long and go to church on Sunday thinking it's not done anything that week. Okay, that's how mind control works. Okay, so my point is that even with the people who are purposely harassing you and know they're doing it, they themselves can be a mind control slave victim, and that's just an alter that's doing it, and they've been hurt. Okay, so you need to be able to view your enemies in the right light. And if you can view your enemies and become to the place of viewing your enemies in the right light, okay, you can gain power over them and what they're doing. Okay, you might not be able to stop them, but you can gain some power over them, okay, and stop their force against your mind and against your life, okay, and get back some of your freedom, okay. You can do that. So this is some truth. You know, not everybody's going to agree with this. Not everybody's going to understand this, okay? But it's coming from a mouth that has had experience, years of it, okay? And in this situation, I know what I'm talking about. So I just want you to know that. You know, I didn't make this video to just ramble and something that I'm guessing at, okay? There's no guessing here, okay? If you can view your enemies in a different light, and in a truthful light, okay? It doesn't mean you accept what they're doing. It just means you have a little bit more compassion towards people who you think who are hurting you, and they might not be, and who even are purposely hurting you, knowing that, hey, they themselves might have been hurt as a child way more than you have. Doesn't make it any better, but if you can just view things a little differently, you'll take a little bit of power away from the enemy, okay? If he's got you convinced everybody's against you, if he's got you convinced of that everybody attacking you is on par with the program, and they know they are, and they know what they're doing, you are believing a lie, okay? And you need to come out from under that lie and believe the truth, okay? Mind control is the bigger program, the bigger system, okay? And that is what causes it to look like everybody's doing that. Okay? Thank you.